Okay, people, welcome back to Pushing Buttons, episode 3. 3 episodes farther than we thought it was going to be past the pilot, but we're going.
I wouldn't say 3 episodes further. I thought we'd make it to like episode 4.
we're almost there.
We're getting close.
You know, we're having a mid-season finale at 4. You know, I don't get
finale.
That. You know, have you heard?
Are we splitting like? Are we revamping the set for?
We're gonna deck out your closet, make it a set. Matter for context has a very spacious closet, a very nice walk-in. But what I don't get is when podcasts say mid-season finale, season finale, and then they're back the next week.
But do they change anything?
They change sets. But it's
that's
like,
a sort of
or
finale.
they change, or like, I don't. Sometimes they don't change anything.
Oh, then that's not a finale.
But they come back the next week. It's like usually when you're there's got to be a hiatus between the show. Do you not think that? Like, do you think we could dive in
I
the
feel
next
like finale
week?
infers a hiatus. But
yeah.
I mean, finale could just refer to change. I feel like if a set changes, I mean, that's somewhat of a finale for that set.
Okay, what's the minimum change you would allow? Microphone?
No. It has to be
Lax
like,
for the video.
It has to be like a noticeable set change.
For the video listeners, we have a constant now. We have Squishmallow Snorlax. He is the mitigator in between me and Maddie Ray. Some could say the deciding vote, honestly.
He's somewhat partial.
He is partial to me, the owner. Actually, I don't want to say owner. If you're
Really?
a Pokemon trainer, what would you call your would you say I'm the owner of my Pokemon? That seems a little.
I mean, the alternative doesn't sound a lot better.
That sounds a little bit too 1700s for me, Maddie.
I mean, what is it? I mean, the alternative is master, which also sounds.
They can't speak, so they can't say that.
Which also doesn't sound.
I'm not gonna call myself the master because that sounds like.
I don't know. That
worse.
sounds kind of funny to me. I feel like that'd be kind of amusing.
I'm the master of my Pokemon.
You could be.
I want to be.
I'm not gonna judge.
The very best.
You aim for that, bud. You keep going.
Yeah. This week, on a different note, drink of choice. Drink of choice last week, just a bunch of beers. This week, join us. Maddie Ray did some delectable cocktails. Maddie Ray, take the floor. What do you made?
We just went for some classic meals.
Classy
We
meals.
kept it classy. We just kept it simple. Nothing complex.
Do you know the ratios, Maddie Ray, or is it a full freehand?
Oh, it is full freehand.
The best cocktails are full freehand.
I mean, you can only recreate it once, full freehand, generally. Only create the magic once.
Magic once is the best magic. Cheers, Maddie Ray.
Cheers.
We have come to the conclusion that this podcast will be recorded after a little place by us, this $3 beer nights, a little brewery on Thursdays. We've come to the conclusion that that's the best time.
That's when the best content comes out. That's when we really have the most to say.
That's when the clock gets there. The gears start turning.
I'd agree with that. I feel like this is a fair statement.
Maddie, I'm going right into my thing that pushed my buttons.
All right, what you got for me?
We're not very deep in.
Nope.
And I don't really care.
Quite literally not very deep at all.
We're about 4 or 5 minutes, whatever. The thing that pushed my buttons this week, Maddie Ray, you know about my escapades today to the mall.
Yes, I do.
For the viewers, I am not employed, or another word for that is unemployed. And I was going to the mall, going to every store that had a for hire sign on the front, which is more than what you think. Malls, for some reason, are hiring a lot. Even some places that didn't have that. And I don't know, I went into Vans. They didn't have it out front, but I was curious on some shoes. And they said, oh yeah, actually we are hiring. I'm the only guy in this whole goddamn store. And I was like, sign me up. Anyway, Maddie Ray, I lied to you. I told Maddie Ray I got a free shoe shining off of this one guy. Let's just say before I walked in the mall, I walked in about 5 feet, and the fire alarm went off. So the whole mall had to be evacuated. Everybody's outside. I did some shenanigans. I don't know. I just went to Dick's Sporting Good and perused. I go back in.
Also
I do my
asked for a
stuff.
job, but
What?
also asked for a job.
Also asked for a job.
But I digress.
There's no rules for who I'm asking jobs for at this
Very
point,
true.
other than the OnlyFans
we
managers.
take, Fee Finder.
Matter if I get turned out in my room, how uncomfortable would you be?
Oh, I think that'd be hilarious.
What if you're gone and I film one in your room?
That'd be a step too far. That'd be a step too
Or
far.
I just film it in the closet.
That's still a step too far because I would be like, I know that outfit. I know that.
But what about
Wore that on Tuesday.
what about the shower?
I'm not sure I'd be able to tell, honestly. Well, no.
I don't know what your shower looks like, honestly. But anyway, I digress. So I'm coming back in right off of a fire drill. I go back one of those center kiosks of the hallway of a mall. You see maybe 1-2 people there max a day. This guy, and it's like a shoe cleaning.
A clue shiner.
Yeah, a shoe cleaning like service for like the sneakerheads out there. This guy I meet reeks of pot. I mean, he's got the banyan scent around the corner and back, but he's dialed, honestly. Like he's a composed user, clearly. Cause he snags me in. He does a little shoe shining for my white Air Forces. They could use work. You can ask Maddie Ray.
The Air Forces is crazy. They're not even Air Forces.
My Nike Air Forces, what are they?
They're not Air Forces.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think so.
They say AF1 on them. I got a hater.
I haven't seen those.
This Maddie Ray is a crazy hater for a guy who wears the same one shoe every day. Just saying. Just point that out there for the people at home.
I haven't seen the Air Force Ones on you yet.
That was today. I
Just
came back.
saying.
I took them off before, but he shined them, and then I told him before, I was like, I'm not buying anything. He's like, don't worry, I'll shine it for free. And hits me with the, would you like give me any tip? Because honestly, he fucking killed it. He got a lot of grime out. The stitching was a bit cleaner. He sold me. He said, would you like a tip? Like do a tip? And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I don't know what they tip shoe cleaners in 2025. I tossed him a 20. Was not in like, what was I supposed to do, like 10?
Yeah.
I don't
would have
know.
done 10.
He used all
20 is wild.
and you know what he did on top of that? What was even crazier? This is for a tip, FYI. He threw tax on the tip. So it wasn't 20. It came to like 22 something. And then I was like, okay. And then on top of that, it asked for he said, oh, you can select tip if you want. It popped up with that infamous tip screen.
Didn't you already tip him though?
Yeah, this was the process to pay him for the
like
tip.
Tip on the tip?
It was the tip for the tax, and then the tip for the tax on the tip. And I was like, buddy, I'm not giving you that. Like he thought I was paying him.
Decline.
Yeah, I gave him nothing for the tip part, but I was like, damn, he just swindled me.
He swindled people
And he was,
constantly.
you know, what the worst part was, like, I know, like, 'cause he said, like, oh, today's like the second to last day of our spot being open.
Good.
We're all going to different spots. Yeah, honestly, good. And they were talking about the $4 kids menu at Chipotle hacks. Like if you get a $4 kids menu, you can get like all the rice, beans, and stuff. I was like, fair enough. But I know you're like that. That should have sent alarm signals to me when you're trying to do Chipotle hacks. That they're looking to fiend off my.
Oh, they're
credit
looking
card.
to fiend off anyone at that point.
There is no rules. And
Oh, absolutely.
I was ashamed. I was almost not going to tell you, and then
You didn't tell me. You said you paid nothing.
well, I was waiting to
Ah,
come
fair,
to this,
fair.
but I almost was not going to tell you, and then our local brewery has a good $3 beer night on Thursdays.
Great night.
Great value. Maddie Ray indulged in a couple of bevicinos, as did I.
I think we're at 4 a pop.
I was at 5, but Maddie Ray had a higher EBV per bev, so they kind of equal out.
You want to know what I thought you were gonna say? Push your buttons this week.
What do you think? What do you think irked me?
I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be the mall again.
What about the mall?
I thought it was gonna be that there was no map.
That did our okay. So this mall I went to, was just a couple of giant plazas with like names at the top, but there was no map. You didn't know where you were going. I'm not going on my phone. Like I'm job searching. I'm already like ready to like. I'm dialed in. I got my one item in a bag next to me, so I don't look like I'm too thirsty. I'm thirsty. Trust me. But it pissed me off that I didn't know where I was going. Anyway, Maddie, what? But like on top of that, like it was not fun.
I thought that was going to be the item that pushed your buttons this week. I really, hearing you talk about that, I thought that would be it.
But what did you think was honestly the killer? What was that it?
Yeah, I thought because the place had no map and it was big. It wasn't small.
No, it was a big dude. Oh my god! I told Maddie Ray this, but when I got there, I was looking at my phone for maybe 5 seconds walking. I look up. I'm in like a little cross section area. In every corner, there's a luxury brand. I see Gucci. All the purses out. I see a 5 fleet of very loving African American ladies all gushing at purses in the window. I mean gushing. They're like freaking out. And then I see the Burberry. Then I see the Louis V. Then I see the Rolex. Then I see a couple other luxury brands that, I mean, no offense, are not big as the other 3. But
fair.
Like Boss or like some other like they're trying to get in there, but they're
not as big.
They might be crying outside the club.
Fair.
So, but I look up and I see all of them, and I'm like, oh, where am I? What portal to Narnia did I just stumble upon that I cannot afford? This is rich Narnia. But anyway, you were enjoying your time at home.
I was working. I had stuff to do. I mean, you were going on full adventures through Narnia with no map, just fully adventuring about, looking for anywhere that had a "we're hiring" sign.
A lot less than you'd think. I thought there'd be a lot more. And then, dude, oh my god, I walked. Tommy Bahama.
Yeah,
it's like a pretty good beachwear spot. Polos.
I'm a fan of their t-shirts.
I am okay. So when you come out of the fire alarm for the whole mall, they have to shut up shop. They have to bring the whole metal grate down in the front. They can't let anybody in. Obviously, it's like they're closing for 5 minutes or whatever.
At least.
So I come in. I'm probably like the second or third person in there since the fire alarm went off, and this guy is slutting his hairy little chest out. He has got Tommy Bahama merch on, but he's like 3 buttons down. Like an uncomfortable level of button down. Like you can go
2,
one more.
You go 2.
You go
can't
2.
do 3.
But he like there's a nice gust of wind. It could blow that whole button up open, and we're looking at a whole mane under there.
Yeah.
And I was not very comfortable. And I was like, I checked outside. There was no hiring sign. But I looked at him. He looked like he would take me to the back rooms, and I felt very uncomfortable.
There was a chance.
There always is a chance, Matty Ray. But anyway, earlier on this week, Matty Ray, what pushed your little boy buttons?
Well, before we get to that,
do you have any questions for my body? My mind.
Don't say that again.
Do you have questions for my mind?
But I saw something interesting this week actually, and it was a study of people with bachelor's degrees who are unemployed and what degree they have, which is actually pretty interesting. And like the unemployment rate per bachelor's degree.
Is it all us?
Computer science is actually the highest at the moment, which is crazy.
It's Matty Ray because I'm not an AI. I would be the most useless AI, and I'm sorry, I'm not an AI.
Well, no, but like it's interesting because like everyone who is everyone was told for ever so long, especially like years after that we graduate or went into college that like computer science is the way to go if you want to make easy 6 figures a year.
It was the case.
It was
until a certain ChatGPT exploded.
Yeah, and now it's just everyone with a computer science degree who knows how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't even need a computer science degree to use ChatGPT.
I mean, but even still, you can't talk without. I mean, if you go down that route and you're ChatGPT'd up at the wazoo, I mean, you can't talk without ChatGPT. That's useless.
Yeah, you kind of have to be able to at least explain it on the surface level, even if that's all you can do. But yeah,
I mean, if you're just a ChatGPT kind of guy,
a little warrior.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, so lesson 1 that I think we can both agree was the biggest takeaway from our computer science degree. That I forget which teacher said this when we were in class, was we're learning how to Google correctly.
Yes.
I feel like that was like lesson 1.
Yeah.
We're learning how to ask Google the correct questions.
But ChatGPT is just like, let me pose you a stupid question. Let me have you Google it the proper way and find the answer.
And then, like, give me the perfect prompt or perfect speech or the perfect
exactly.
whatever.
It's like, you're just, like, taking out chunks of time for you free, essentially.
Do you want to know what ChatGPT is not useful for?
Finding jobs.
I mean, I honestly, I don't think I've even tried to, like, find me a job in my location. I haven't tried that. But what it's not useful for is setting up a live stream.
Really?
Because I have a brother. Shout out my brother Cruz. He tried using ChatGPT to set up his live stream, everything. Oh my God. It was about an hour and a half of extra headache. I love him, but he was just using the wrong tools. Because guess who's the best tool in more than one way? Myself. I have it all set up. And he decided to go the hard way, and he's tried to go like coding crap.
I thought you were gonna say Streamlabs is the best, which is also true, but
it's the easiest and the best in my opinion. Like, okay, we're getting nitty gritty nerdy stuff. Streamlabs easiest. It's the best setup. It's just got everything on demand. You don't need to do any coding shit. You don't even need to look anything up. It's got it laid out for you. You don't even really need to set anything up, and it's all the editing for like your screen. Perfect. Cruz tried to use OBS. Ooh. OBS has one
notoriously complex item to use.
Yes.
Like you need to have like people who actually understand OBS.
There needs to be a separate degree. There needs to be a separate degree for OBS.
Well, you need to have someone who actually understands OBS to set up OBS for you, and then OBS is great.
Yeah. The only benefit of OBS over Streamlabs is that the streams tend to be like a fraction, and I mean a small fraction, a bit stabler, just because Streamlabs is built on OBS. But for the ease of like setting up, like say you're setting up your first stream.
But I mean, Streamlabs is the same thing. It's just user experience is just.
I know, but like for your first stream, use Streamlabs. If you're like a big time neek, like say say it's your job to stream.
Sure.
Yeah, like say you got 7 monitors on your desk. Your desk's about to concave on itself from the sheer weight of the monitors. You use OBS because you can have 5,000 things open. For the average schmuck human, handsome looking man or woman, handsome woman, pretty woman, or handsome woman, I don't know, whatever, use Streamlabs. And yeah, so that was the thing I experienced. And ChatGPT tried to direct Cruz through like using some code garbage.
That's a man who uses ChatGPT far too much.
He also used ChatGPT to like choose what's on the menu at a restaurant, so.
Which is crazy, but I kind of fuck with it. How fun would that be, honestly?
You'd have to take like a picture of the menu and then like put like roulette on
but
it.
like we could just play roulette on a menu. As it is.
Just close your eyes, like flip the menu over
No,
5,000 times.
Throw it on a wheel. Throw it on a wheel.
Do you know how many things are on most menus, Matty? We'd have to like.
We gotta go to like a place that's a little more select.
We're spending 10 minutes loading up the wheel.
I mean, that's about the time of, like one bev.
Yeah, good cocktail, and then the waiter.
You spend the time, you sip your cocktail, you load up the wheel, you hit the wheel a few times, plan out your entire meal.
And the waiter comes over. She's like, "Are you ready?
What do you pick?" I let the wheel decide.
Are you ready to cheer? No, I'm loading up the wheel. And
You want to hit the button to spin it for the first time?
That could be a vibe. You ask the waiter, and she's like, Imagine it hits like something, and she's like,
dealer's choice.
She's just like, an audio cue.
Just cringe.
That would be the toughest things. Like you spent 10 minutes loading up a wheel just for it to hit the worst thing on the menu.
It probably would. But I mean, like, it's a fun experiment. Regardless, it'd probably have you try things that you would never really expect.
Fair. I mean, I'm not ordering shit that has stuff. If it lands on something with my allergy, you know what? I just gotta firm it. I gotta power through.
It's time to level up.
Survival to fit, some Darwinism right there.
You were meant to. You're meant to make your way out at this point. It's game over.
Yeah, it was nerf for nothing right there.
Crazy.
You go up to heaven.
Right there. Crazy.
Die, go up to heaven. It's like death by wheel spin. You spent 15 minutes fucking writing some wedges in and lands on peanut encrusted salmon and just perish.
And then I show up and I'm all there for that.
He gloats in my face.
I was Fortnite dance.
You know what? If you Fortnite dance in heaven, I think you would be instantly sent to hell.
Oh.
Or you'd be like reincarnated as like an ant. Just to get squished on.
Honestly, good.
Your lifespan's like 6 days.
The Rizzler is as good as gone.
What?
The Rizzler is as good as an ant. He's on his way out.
You are level playing field with the Rizzler?
No, he's on his way to the ant. Reincarnation is the ant. He's on his way. I've seen him Fortnite dance. He's on his way.
Yeah. I think it's what like his like adoptive dad or like his dad did like WWE.
Is he adopted?
I don't know what the situation is.
No, I thought it was like AJ and Big Justice, that whole bullshit. Like where the dad wanted to be like a WWE star, he failed. Like
he still showed up.
No. Like once he became famous with his son, then he finally got the chance to go to the WWE and do that.
Yeah,
like he took it way too fucking seriously.
Yeah, I think
like dude, you're famous for like talking about a double chunk chocolate cookie, you fat fuck.
Yeah, I was about to say, please at least tell me like the clearance sales, at least in my local Costco. But I think he like cracked his rib.
That's not going to affect his income in one bit.
Plus, I don't think like one of those kids is like his kid. I think it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's Big Justice or what's the other one?
He only has Big Justice.
No, there's the grown kid and there's the tiny kid.
The Rizzler? Is
that the Rizzler?
The Rizzler's not his kid. That's openly known.
That's who I'm talking about then. I guess I'm not
that one just seems like an autistic child who's being like extorted for money. Legitimately.
You could be on the borderline. One too many chocolate chunks might take a chromosome off.
I mean, like, dude, give it up. Like, you need to stop. There's a problem.
What do you mean? They have a podcast. We could collab with them.
How many booms you give them?
You know what? Let's go to a different topic. We're delving into like...
Boom! Boom!
No. You know what? Not that I know how to in post, but I wish I could edit Matty Ray's audio out. Just for that
You
5
could
seconds.
cut my audio. I wouldn't be mad about that.
I don't think I know how to do that yet. I don't think they're recording in different tracks, but anyway.
You don't know how to do that yet? Jeez.
What? The viewers already heard their left ear getting tickled the first episode.
That was a fun one.
So, but
they figured it out.
we
got
did.
there.
We dialed. I mean, any good podcast has some, what's it called? Growing pains. I don't think we're
Nope. Can't use it. It's copyright.
growing pains.
Yeah.
Who's copyrighting?
That's Bazinga's podcast.
Oh, does that still go? Does that still happen?
No, they finished it.
You said, but you were about to say they broke up, and I was about to say,
You can't say that. I mean, they're getting married. I think we're married. They got married.
If you're married, can you say the word? Say like you're going through a divorce. Can you say the word "we broke up" when you say married, or would you say like we're going through a divorce?
I think it has to be divorce.
You can't say we're breaking up.
No, because that's just like you're shooting like below.
That kind of like frames it in a way where it's not so serious. But
like she's taking half her money, so I mean like shit.
But what if you label it all on your mother?
What?
What if you label it all your money into your mother?
Ronaldo did that, I think.
He did.
And then he like left his ex-wife with nothing.
I'm pretty sure. And then he's with his current wife, who's.
But like everything is in his mother's name.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And then she just holds the keys to the fucking castle, man.
The worst is if she like gets dementia and then she thinks like Ronaldo's not Ronaldo, and then she just signs it away to some schmuck.
I think he has a pretty close eye on that. I don't think that's an issue. I think he's got a pretty tight leash on that.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo, of all people,
there's a lot of money locked up in there. I'm pretty sure he's got an eye.
Yeah, probably top 5, top 3 most wealthy athletes of all time is. He's got a little bit of contingencies, just like when you try to evade the Spanish tax. You try to evade government tax like a couple times, and
don't we know?
You try to evade the Spanish tax. Or the tax that you just got in the mail today.
Yeah. What am I at? 4 states? 5 states?
I don't know. I didn't check it.
They have like 5 states taxes.
Anyway's got a lot of plugs that he's got to close up,
I mean, most of them are going to pay me back the tax, so it's not that bad.
Plugs in each state,
So
Shorties in each state.
It's no, but it's not like the end of the world. I mean, at least they're going to like pay. Most of the states are going to pay me back in some way, shape, or form.
With their body.
No.
You don't want a state body?
No, not Virginia. Not Maryland.
Why don't you want those states' bodies, Matty?
Hard pass. Been there.
Been there?
I lived there for a while.
I know, been there. But Virginia? Have
you been to Virginia? There ain't a lot there.
I was there for one college during my great college tour, junior year of high school.
JMU?
I don't think so. There's some other one. I don't remember what it was.
What sort of scout school did you look at?
I saw 14 schools all across the East Coast in 3 days. It was kind of all a blur.
In 3 days?
Yeah. From Virginia all the way up to what's above South Carolina or North Carolina?
Virginia.
I thought no.
North Carolina.
No, it's Georgia to Virginia.
Virginia.
Georgia to Virginia then. I thought Virginia was Georgia.
You go see Auburn? Big Auburn guy?
No, I think I saw Virginia Tech.
Oh, go Hokies.
Not that I had any chance, but
The fucking booger chickens.
what?
Go look at their mascot, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, is the crackhead we're watching? Okay, people, I know you're wondering, what are we watching in the background this time? Maddie Ray, take it away. Never mind. Wait, take it away.
We are looking at a walk around Los Angeles today. Just wandering around what looks like to be the coast. Not going down any crazy streets at the moment.
Yeah.
But we have a solid 4 hours to this.
Yeah, and you can walk by, you see some guy with a Gucci belt on, and then you see a guy who's ready to fight a tree because he's fented out of his mind, ready to peel the bark off and eat it. Like he's peeling the flesh off his enemies. But anyway, today was a great day because it was the great job search. I've been putting it off for a bit. It's good, healthy temperature. I had a nice fit on, presentable fit. For people out there, just look presentable. Don't come in rocking a jersey. Don't come in rocking a standard t-shirt. Go in rocking with a sweater, with some nice pants, or the nicest pants you've got, the cleanest shoes you've got. You know, you don't have to make it obvious unless...
you just need to show up looking decent.
You show up looking decent. I flared it with a bit of cologne, but that is optional.
Okay.
That's optional. Especially when you're walking through the fucking...
Mall.
Yeah, mall/food court, and it just gets absorbed into that greasy tile that's surrounding the whole thing, but...
Or if you walk past an Abercrombie and Fitch, you're just hitting the
JB's.
The scent wall.
Yeah, the JB's scent wall.
Just locked in.
Yeah, but you asked me, Maddie, right? What pushes
hold up. Going back real quick.
Buttons? But Maddie Ray is doing a little callback.
Booger chicken. I swear to God.
For the people at home,
Hokies,
Maddie Ray is showing me a picture of the Virginia Tech.
It's a Virginia Tech Hokie. It looks like a booger chicken.
To be fair, that doesn't even come out of his nose. That comes out from the center of his eyes. For the video listeners, I'll bring it up to you.
It's so concerning. It's so concerning. Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of like it's kind of concerning.
Might need an updated mascot.
Maybe just a little bit.
But okay, Maddie, right? What has pushed your buttons this week other than your strenuous work schedule that was last week?
Yeah, no, the work scheduling pushed my buttons last week. What did push my buttons this week? That's a tough question. I don't think I really had many things.
Anyway, well, I was away. Okay, for context, this past weekend, I went to my loving state of Connecticut to see my girlfriend. Maddie Ray had a full weekend in the apartment to his lonesome. And by full weekend, I mean...
less than 48 hours.
Less than 48 hours. But a whole Saturday to himself that he didn't spend inside, so he went on some incursions.
No, I spent, I think, from like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. out of the house. I spent 12 whole hours outside of the apartment. Outside of like the first bit of the morning, which I spent just cleaning the place.
And nothing.
Which was irritating because you left a bit of a mess. But
anyway, I apologize for that. I deeply do.
I guess that kind of pushed my buttons a little bit. But I mean,
okay, you know what? You pushed my buttons. You pushed my buttons for different reasons.
No. But like, I'm used to that. But like, I don't really have anything that like majorly like pushed my buttons this week.
What, when you had to pay $8 at a brewery for a beer?
I mean, that's sort of just whatever. I mean, DC is like $12 each. So, like, I mean,
We've got out of hand, people. We've got out of hand for a single malt beverage.
It has gotten a bit out of hand. But, I mean, like, by comparison, I can't complain. I spent, like, Saturdays sitting outside. Which, it's...
At Monday night?
It was, yeah. I mean, it was, like...
That's the name of the brewery company.
January. Who can say they spent the entire day outside, really, in late January?
How cold is it?
It was like 58 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Almost
We're
60.
cooking. We're cooking.
It's not bad. I spent like most of the morning outside. It was lovely.
There you go.
So, I mean, I can't complain about that. Sunday, I went and got you.
Did get my body.
Yeah. And then just went grocery shopping. I mean, the only thing that pushed my buttons there was Costco traffic, but that's a given everywhere.
Anything in the world, and maybe not in the Maddie Ray light, but like anything that you saw on Instagram, anything that you think needs a little dial down.
I think the emphasis. Oh,
So
okay.
you're gonna say you had a happy week?
No, I mean, all right. So I suppose the one thing that pushed my buttons that happened most recently is like the whole DC at Reagan Airport crash. I mean, like there's
For
a lot
context, this happened
less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours ago from the recording of this podcast. So, early eyewitnesses, early reports. We are not probably fully in the know as someone who is going to hear this a week later. So,
But
preface that. Maddie Ray, go ahead.
This is an at the moment opinion. But the one thing that I saw that did push my buttons a little bit is that this one guy, I don't remember what his name is or what his position in the government was, but he went on to say that, yes, at Reagan Airport, this is unusual. That helicopter was flying like a normal path. Like every other helicopter flies that usual like A to B, normal path. And that plane from American Airlines was also flying the normal path as well. I'm like, okay, great. What went wrong? Like, where are we going here?
Two normal paths should not intersect at any point.
Okay, homie, you're missing the obvious point here where we figure out where something went a little bit wrong.
My only thing is, it was a Black Hawk, right? Big name.
It wasn't a Black Hawk.
Okay. Earlier, I thought it was Black Hawk. At least I've seen in some sources it was Black Hawk. Why is a military helicopter loaded with Donnies not going out of a military compound?
Reagan has this all the time because there are senators who fly out of there. That's common.
Okay. That confused me.
That's not an uncommon thing.
I feel like they should be in different, even like airspaces as a whole.
Well, so there's Dulles and there's Reagan in DC.
Okay.
Dulles is sort of like the common person. Like you take off, you do your thing. It's sort of like the Newark of DC. Reagan is where like all the senators, all the government people fly in and fly out of. So that's probably why. That's why there's a lot more like government
presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like military presence in that area. But I mean, you can't say that like.
So the thing that puts your buttons is the confusing terminology.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say like. I mean, I understand flight paths very well.
Well versed, this kid.
I mean, that's what my family has been in for many years. So I understand how flight paths work. And if flight paths are correct, and if they are normal flight paths, they don't intersect. So how in the hell, who messed up in the sense that these flight paths magically intersect? Because you have two parties. One had 4 people. One had like what?
60.
60?
60.
50, 60?
60 passengers, I think 5 crew.
Okay, so 65 people.
And you want to know the crew is from here.
From Charlotte, really?
Oh, well, there we are.
Oh. Well,
for the viewers at home.
Well, actually, you want to know something else that happened this week in the airline that's really kind of crazy?
What?
Some dude in the Charlotte airport died as well on the tarmac because of I think it was like something ran him over.
So he got ran over on the tarmac.
On the tarmac of the Charlotte airport.
You don't even go on the tarmac in the Charlotte.
A worker. It was a worker. It wasn't like a passenger.
Okay, to be fair, Maddie Ray, there are so many workers, especially in, no offense, low income jobs that will go under the influence. I don't know if they've done a drug report.
Oh, well,
they could be bevved. They could be cooked as cooked can be. It just happens.
I don't disagree with
and
that.
I feel like a lot of the deaths
kind
in
of
that.
crazy.
I mean,
2 in 1 week. That's just like a sort of odd set of circumstances
Charlotte
right there. But
not getting great aviation rep right now.
Well, which I find is funny because I picked you up at the most rinky-dinky airport that I've ever seen, which might have been as well out of like the back of a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, it was like a sketchy, like hop in my van. I'm gonna take you to.
I wouldn't say sketchy. It was just sort of like.
No, it wasn't sketchy.
It was far from sketchy. It was sort of just the middle of nowhere. Like I have never had to drive around like a cul-de-sac to turn around and
around
get
in an
out of an airport. I thought that was the craziest thing on the face of the planet.
Yeah. So Shadow Avello, if you don't know, if you're not from the United States, it is a pretty cheap flight option, as in like you pay for a ticket and then you pay, which is like
you pay more for your luggage than you do for your actual ticket if you have an actual bag that you need to check.
Yeah. So say you're going there. It is a $35 ticket to just exist on the plane.
Is it there and back, or is it $35 each way?
$35 each way.
Okay.
But then it's an extra, I would say, you have to choose your seat, which is an extra about $10 to $15. And then if you want anything more than a backpack, say something that goes under the seat in front of you, then we get a little
pricey.
You get a little pricey. And then it's like $50 a check bag. And it's like, okay, now we're in like, American Airlines, Delta, that kind of realm. But thankfully, I have a loving girlfriend who's a part of the military. If you're part of the military, you do get 2 free checked bags. So that is about $100 worth of value each way. So like she has no reason to never not use a Velo, but their like flight times are very strict and like weird. It's not very flexible.
So much so that like if you miss it, like you're stuck, because I mean there's probably not going to be like a flight time until what? Probably the next day, maybe the next 2 days. It's very sporadic, like flight times. It's not consistent by any means.
Depending on where you go, then it's okay. Like I was going out of, let's say, New Haven, Connecticut, and that one day there were 5 flight times. 3 of them in like before 10 o'clock.
Which can we say is a lot?
Yeah.
For a Velo, that's a lot.
Yeah, there's 3 before 10 o'clock. There's like, and there was one at like 11:30, and then there's one at like 7 p.m. So I guess I haven't really done much market research. They love the early flight times. But it is piss. It is like, it is so cheap, and it gets you point A to point B. You think you're in a sketchy aircraft, but then you're like, oh, these are just Boeings with a Velo across the side. And it's like, oh, the only difference is they don't have first class seating. It's all like basic economy seating, the whole plane. Like the only thing you're paying more for is the farther up in the plane you are. And those are for the neeks that like get out of their seat the moment, that like, what's it called?
Wait, like
the seatbelt sign goes off.
Like the second you land, the seatbelt sign turns off. You just race to the front of the plane.
And they spring up, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I saw 50 people go by."
Okay, well, I'm still here. I still have to wait. Okay, great.
Those people irk me because I don't trust them. They are either late for a drug deal, or they are late for a hotel check-in, which is impossible to be late in for the first place.
I think they're just antsy. Like I don't. You get no benefit by getting off the plane early. Like, if you have someone picking you up, guess what? They're still going to be sitting there for...
I also noticed there's no benefit in going on the plane earlier when you have no bag to check or, like, bag to put in an overhead bin. Because guess what? We're all going to the same spot. Like, I have no rush. So if I'm in group... Unless
you're first class, first row.
Well, we're talking about a different dimension.
Weird, or if you're like at the front of like economy. If you're at the front row of economy, cool. You're chill.
Yeah, but if Sam,
you're effectively getting off the plane like 15 minutes before most of the other people in economy.
That's fair, but
effectively,
say like you don't have a rush to get off the plane.
Oh, if you're in no rush, take the back seat. That's gonna be cheap.
I'm in loading group 5. I have no reason to stand up.
I'm gonna go grab a beer at that point.
It's
loading group 1. I got time for a beer by the time it gets to loading group 5. Let me tell you.
And then it goes up to like 8, and then you're like, oh
no,
well,
it doesn't go up to 8.
Not Novella, but like in
United doesn't go up to 8.
American goes up to 8.
Oh, you want to know the one that really fucks me up? Southwest.
Oh,
Southwest has 16
the 40-yard sprint.
16 boarding groups.
The 40-yard sprint.
And let me tell you,
Find your spot.
if you are post group 9, you're getting a middle seat. Suck it up.
To be fair, on the way back to Connecticut, I was next to a plus size individual. Mm-hmm. I was in the window seat. They sat in the middle seat. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering why no one sat in the aisle seat. They clearly bought both of them. Sadly, they sat next to me, directly next to me. So my legs were,
so they bought both the seats and then you had the third?
Yeah, I was window. She was, she's
aisle and
middle. Yeah, but she sat in the middle.
Oh, wow. Mm.
But as a result, for our video listeners, you can see my legs. I kind of like shielded my legs towards my area because she had thunder thighs. She was spread, and instead of sitting in the aisle seat where that wouldn't affect me, she sat by me, and it affected me because my right hip / inner groin muscles were cramping up from I don't want to like touch her leg.
Keeping away.
Yeah, keeping away. And like she's clearly
not invading someone else's personal space.
She crossed my border. She crossed my lane border. She crossed my leg border. And I was like, ugh. But you know what? She bought both seats.
Fair play.
And on the way back, actually on the way, was it on the way there or way back? One of the ways, I had a little rodent behind me, kicking and punching the back of my seat. The word, like nightmare fuel on a plane outside of a baby crying for 24 hours or whatever you stay on. But he starts like, going to the dojo on the back of my seat.
Oh, it was just kicking constantly.
Yeah, and then I look back expecting like, if it's a 3-year-old.
Hey, parent, like, control your child. Let's go.
I looked back at the parent. He's hood up, passed the fuck out. He's got two guys. He's aisle seat, so he's blocking the kids in. The kids are the middle and the window seat. And I look back expecting to see maybe like a 3-4-year-old. I look back, I see like a 10, 11 middle schooler.
So grown. This
is like top of the like flight. It's nighttime, so the lights are off. So I look back, he sees me. He sees that I'm looking back, but doesn't see me. And he stops for a bit. Last 20 minutes of the flight, I'm getting abused in the back. And not in a good way. Pause.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Heavy pause. And then the lights go off because, we're about to land for the last 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. Or sorry, on.
You
yeah.
said off, but okay.
That's what I meant, on.
Weird flight.
Yeah. So I look back. He can see the whites of my eyes. I tell him.
And you just backhand him.
Do that. Like I don't even have to tell him, honestly. I just gave him the meanest mug of all time, and he stops until the last 1 minute where we're already landed, we're getting up to go, but for some reason while he's I guess putting on his Minecraft sweatshirt, fire fit. I don't think he actually was wearing that, but
damn. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking for the program.
All I feel is just a barrage, like somebody used close combat on my back, and I'm like, dude, you don't fit the size of your seat, let alone the size of the aisle, let alone the size of anything here. How are you managing to throw your body into my seat when it is just not necessary?
And the children are just more flexible like that. They're just able to contort their bodies in weird ways.
Are the kids loose these days, Matty? Are the kids loose?
Pause. Bad Fenn.
What do you mean? It's TikTok. They're dancing, so they're more loose. What do you mean?
But are they able to just they're able to have a foot on the window, just kicking the back of your head in the seat?
I don't think he wasn't doing that, but he was
I've had that happen too many times.
He was clearly watching some Cartoon Network action show. He got a little too into it and just started laying into my back he was beating up a super villain. He's honestly maybe.
Maybe they throw on Young Justice. Just
Okay. Intermission. You're hating on Young Justice. Have you ever even watched the show?
I'm not hating on it. I'm just.
Have you watched the show?
No, but I'm just mentioning it.
Watch the first
Watch episodes 1, 2, and then 7 and 8, and then all of season 2. You're good.
This specimen next to me is dogging on a top 10 Cartoon Network show.
I'm dogging what you've told me because I thought it was the funniest thing ever with the specifications that you gave me.
To be fair, if I was 13 or 14 or 15 or whatever age I was when this show first came out, I wouldn't even bat an eye to rewatch this shit. Oh my god, it's like crack for my what are those babies called where they're like in a pregnant mom who's doing crack?
What
are those babies called that like they're in the mom and she's like a heavy alcoholic or like a heavy crack addict and like the baby can only exist with the crack or with the alcohol? You never heard this, like a drug baby?
I don't know the term, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't even know if there is a term. It could just be a drug baby. I'm a drug baby for Young Justice, but I came back to this series. Maddie Ray tonight is watch episode 1 and 2. It's supposed to be an hour-long special, but for some reason HBO Max separates the two.
I'm getting some weird terms. I'm getting neonatal abstinence syndrome.
Sure.
Babies who've been exposed to drugs and have gone without drugs in the womb.
Whatever that is.
Which is crazy.
I am, but from the ages of 15 to 24.
Pop off.
So, Maddie, I'm going to assign you some homework.
Okay.
Tonight.
Okay.
Episodes 1 and 2. Because they're supposed to be
What is it on?
It's on Max, and I can give you my shit for that.
Well, I'll take that.
But
game's the game.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be an hour-long special, but for some reason Max splits the 2 episodes.
Odd.
Like some heroin addicts, but like they're split into like preserve. But it is not meant, I've realized, for the audience that it was intended to be, which is like 13, 14-year-olds. They kill people.
Oh, well, I mean,
and
13 and 14-year-olds play Call of Duty.
When you were 13 or 14-year-old
playing Call of Duty,
this isn't this day where you see like 20v1s, where you see Riz ups. How interested were you in like picking up girls at 13, 14? This is
more so at 14 than 13.
Why? I mean, I'd hope so.
13 was just like,
was 13, 14, 8th grade, 9th grade?
Yeah.
So like freshman
year, I was like a lot more interested.
But like
14 first girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like before.
Whoa. Okay, let me finish my point. We're going back to
13 was just kind of like just vibes territory.
I'm finishing my point.
Go on.
We're going back to they make a point that 13-year-olds, because Robin, you know, like the superhero, the
Robin.
Yeah, he's Gobbin, bro, because he's the goat, bro. He's just trying to steeze up every woman, just like Kid Flash is 15. But anyway, whoa, he's 15.
Canonically, he's 15 in this.
Yeah, because he fucking.
That's crazy.
Because I was about to say a spoiler.
He had so much.
Wait, no, I don't care about this fucking series.
He had so much steez when he got older.
Okay, this kid is trying to skate past the fact that he mentioned he had a girlfriend at 14.
Yeah.
How long did that last? 2 lunar cycles?
8 months.
8 lunar cycles. Oh my god. You were a dog early game?
I was dogging early.
You know what? That's where I missed out.
She was a year older. I mean, game was the game.
So you were a freshman.
I was
playing up. You were playing up.
I can't say that.
You played up a level?
I was going to say I was groomed, but can't say that.
You could say I'm groomed.
No, I wasn't really groomed. But
if a 25-year-old approaches a cougar who's like 42,
I mean, she was 15 when I was 14, and then We split up when I was 15. She was 16. We got back together when I was 17. She was 18. And then, yeah. And there's some
Okay.
stuff in the middle.
There's some stuff in the middle.
We don't want to talk about the middle.
it's just
is just dog territory.
it's just interesting that Matty Ray's on the saddle very early. I cannot relate because my saddle did not exist until senior year of high school. Because my feeble body, thanks to my father's genetics, did not experience puberty
He had no pubis.
until like junior year, late junior year. And then I was like, oh, girls, they're not the things that you just like run away from in like during a recess. Because my middle school had recess and I was chased by a lot of girls. It made me very uncomfortable at the time. But then I remembered girls at 12, 13 are thirsty. And when I'm 12, 13, I think that they still have cooties, which could, be the next COVID-19 in my eyes. But I'm trying to survive out there. I'm playing like PE and they're trying to like tag me like giggling. And I'm like, I'm fighting for my life trying to pull off like Saquon Barkley juking moves at the fucking no line, man. Like I need to dodge these guys. They're about to, they're trying to tackle me right now. And I need to get out of the way. I'm playing blob tag and I need to juke and jive. But now that I look back at it, I do have a question for the video listeners and audio listeners. Matty Ray is currently making a drink because I guess we're just drinking podcast now. I do have a question for him when he returns, which is right now. When do you think, this is going to sound random, but I do have a reasoning for this.
Okay.
As we pass by the Starbucks coffee of California in the video we're watching. When do you think your personality stopped going through a lot of changes?
I don't think it has.
I know mine has, which has been when do you think you gained confidence in yourself? That's a different version. If you're gonna say I still don't, and you're picking up cougars on the fucking trail every day, then I don't believe you.
No. So my answer to that is I think I really gained confidence last year.
That was the turning point?
Yeah.
When you were forced
No.
peruse?
Let me explain that. I think the primary reason that I never really had a lot of confidence. Like high school, I had one friend.
Oh, join the club.
It was cool.
At one point, I didn't even have that.
But I don't think I gained real confidence in myself until I was forced to go out and experience the world by myself. Because last year,
example.
Last year I had to go out to the bars by myself.
Yeah.
And I had to go out and I was like, I am alone in this state. I was in Maryland. I wasn't from Maryland. I'm from New Jersey.
New area.
And I was like, I know no one here. I have to go make a friend. I have to go meet someone. Because at the moment, all I had was my roommate. And that was not an ideal situation for me.
Yeah, the roommate was more of a apartment warrior than a weekend warrior where you go out and explore.
But with that, I had to go out and in the city in DC by myself. I had to go out in our local area by myself, and I had to go and just talk to random people. And I don't think I really had that confidence until I put myself out there to be able to go do that. And that was a really crazy feeling.
How long did it take you to get dialed in? 3 months, 2 months? I don't know.
No, it was a lot longer than that because
5-6 months.
It wasn't until
where you're able to go to a bar, just talk to the guy at the corner, maybe a girl, maybe a lucky lady at the corner.
But let's see. I moved in August that year. I wasn't really confident and going out until like December. Late November, early December.
It's like 2 or 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
I mean, like
2 to 4 months. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, once I got to that point, though, like I was just like hitting random spots. I was going like where I wanted to go, and like that was like a really cool feeling.
Do you want to know when my time was?
I'm terrified to find out, but like
it's not as terrifying as you think. All growing up,
I feel like you want to know when I feel like it was.
Take a guess. Take a guess of the year.
I feel like it was. I feel like 2021 was kind of like your year. 2020, late 2020 to 2021 was your year.
You're close. I would say that's when I was kind of feeling myself.
Like I feel like that's when like you were like starting to like push it out a little more.
Yeah, because sophomore year I was a dungeon goblin, and
No, you weren't. You were solid. You were my goat. Sophomore year, you were my goat.
I was trying, but I don't think I fulfilled the potential that I could. But
you could have had a lot more potential, but like you were still holding.
I also had the dustiest haircut of all time.
Editing.
Edit. Throw a picture up there. Put it in the corner. Wait, that way. There you go. But for me, I was never a confident kid growing up. I had rock bottom confidence. High school, in and out of friend groups. The big turning point for me was 2020, summer of 2020, when you get your part-time job or internship if you're lucky out of college. And I was a retail salesperson for Lowe's for the garden department. And that was the first time in my life where I had to interact with strangers more than like once in a blue moon. So I feel like I was getting used to like social interactions. I was going up talking to people. I was going up, there was a few Heidi McThotties out there, and I had to go up and talk to them, and I was, terrified out of my mind despite being like, okay, I have to be professional, I work for this company. And going from person to person really like opened up like, oh wow, I can like, talk if I need to. Like, I didn't know I had the ability to do that. And I tried bringing that in the junior year. I don't know how successful I was. Anyway.
You got there. It took a lot of time, but like, you got there.
Well, I had to get there for different reasons because I didn't know how to drink beer.
No, I think it was like you were struggling with the social aspect a little bit, but like by halfway through the year, like you got there. You found your way.
Yeah, I think I was getting there, but like that's when I really like found myself, and I was like, you know what? That's what because Maddie Ray knows I don't like when people don't tell me what's on their mind, nor do I like to keep secrets from people when I have stuff on my mind. That's when that really like popped off, and I was like, why don't people just like tell people stuff, or like, no matter how mean, maybe, or how truthfully honest bomb that might be, I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of just like keeping it to myself, feeling bad for myself, maybe being too much of a coward to myself, and that just like flipped the switch to my brain of like, we're not doing this again. Whether for better or for worse, I'm saying what's on my mind, and we're ripping it. So that's when my turning point was. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty easy to see.
Do you have an example by any chance when you think that I like really was as they say pushing people's buttons with maybe my comments or like being like dropping a truth bomb? Because I've got maybe one.
Offhand, I don't.
When I was yelling at a certain friend for not coming out when we were drunk making pizzas. Was that during that night?
Wasn't me.
Yes, it was. But it
me.
Senior year. It was during senior year, Matty Ray. I had
Connor you were yelling at?
Well, I didn't want to drop a name, but sure.
Conger.
Me and Matty Ray were the only people who were going out in our house of 8 people.
Yeah, no, that is true.
One of them was in a
you were my goat senior year. Senior year, you were my goat of just.
We were our own
If I want to do something, you were like, let's go do it. Game is the game. It doesn't matter what it is. We're gonna make it happen.
We had a house of 8 guys. 2 of them were Maddie Ray and I. One was a frat guy. One barely hang around the house because he was just like, he had his own group. And then we had 4 hometown, like, home base warriors.
Hometown heroes.
Yeah, hometown heroes, but, like, think of that to, like, one townhouse. Maddie Ray and I come back, and I don't know what ticked me off, but I outburst on my buddy. We've been it's just been me and him going out for, like, 2 months straight or something.
It had been, like, us every single weekend going where we want to go, just
single guys, yeah, just pounding bevs.
But we had fun.
We had fun, but at that time, my buddy, I don't know what he did. I don't know if he was lightly chirping me. I don't know if he was chirping me. I don't know what happened.
I think he was just sitting at home on his computer, and I think that was like sort of just pushing your buttons in the sense of like. You could have come with us. You could have like you had nothing. Yeah, but like
he had
in
a
reality,
girlfriend and he had a nice PC at the time.
But it was like
no longer nice.
No, it was beyond. It was bad by junior year.
It was bad by junior year.
But like it was like I think for you it was like you could have come out with us. You could have had a time. And like you're just sitting here doing this, and like what value is that providing you in terms of your life?
Yeah,
and I think that just like sort of set you off, which is fair. I mean, I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say anything. But
that's usually the case. I feel like I, regrettably, whether for bad or for worse, usually it's like a 50-50 at this rate. We'll just say it, and I just said, you don't want to go fucking out because you have a fucking girlfriend now. And as Maddie Ray recovers from choking on his Moscow mule.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
From that.
I forgot about that.
I screamed this. I don't even like. I think there was a video of this or something.
Somewhere there has. Somewhere. I'm very sure there is somewhere.
Somewhere. I don't. Sorry, editor. Sorry, people. I don't think I can put this up on the screen now, but I was
off
like,
chance.
Yeah, offhand or anything. But I was so mad, and he gave me the most like embarrassed look of all time because he kind of knew. It was like, bro, we're seniors.
I mean, he knew it was true.
You spent the last 3 weekends, Friday and Saturday night, playing CS:GO with your home buddies, which I don't mind doing that like
once a week.
Like one Friday night or one Saturday night.
Maybe not Friday night, but like once a week. Yeah. It's fine.
Or like maybe at least one out of 2.
Thursday? Sunday?
It doesn't even have to be that. It could be Friday or Saturday of the week, just not both days, so we can at least have you for one of the nights, because obviously me and Maddie were saying all the time, we're looking to get some of the huzz, whether we want to admit it or not. He doesn't have to participate. He just come out with the vibes.
We were just out there vibing. In reality, we were not on the hunt. We were just out there vibing. We were just having a fun time.
Some nights I was out on the hunt, and obviously
other nights were just vibes. And we were just having fun.
But
nothing but shits and gigs.
And he wasn't the only one. I'm not going to say he's the only one, because we had some.
There were a number
who were putting up some MVP numbers junior year, and then put out some fucking second season rookie stinkers second year. And you know what? Sometimes that happens. But
I mean, like, game's the game. It is what it is.
Game's the game. It is what it is.
I would like to say though, I've been actually meaning to tell you this for a little while, but I think you and I, by a mile, probably had the most fun junior and senior year out of the rest of our house.
I don't know about junior, but definitely senior year. Cause junior had a lot more inclusion of everybody, but senior year, especially second semester.
No, because you and I were the youngest junior year. I think you and I.
Junior, I couldn't even like buy beer by myself.
Neither could I.
Yeah, but you actually liked beer by then.
But like you and I probably made the most of our time junior senior year, a lot more than the rest of everyone else, because we just like we couldn't go anywhere in junior year, Senior year, we only went out. Like, we just ran it.
Yeah, I think at least like every other month at a time. I think I would spend only like the time in my room to sleep. I think the most of the time I'd be on the couch.
Yeah.
In the public area, just because like I was on the third floor. I was on the tallest floor, so I don't want to do the trip 1,000 times. But other than like sleeping and like being there in the morning and rotting in bed on weekends, which
Fair.
It's college, everybody fucking does that. But I don't think I was ready to socialize. I was ready to, Fenn got a little confidence from his retail job, and now he's ready to go. And Matty Ray's feeling himself.
No, not by then.
But how? What do you mean?
Not by then.
By when?
Like, not in that year.
No, I mean like senior year.
No, not that year either.
Senior, you went out with me senior year.
Oh, I mean, in that sense, like, I was just willing to go out. I
you
was
just wanted
still
to
had
get
no
Bev?
confidence.
No confidence, just Bev.
No confidence, just Bev.
Oh, okay.
Full Bev, no confidence. I had so many people hitting on me that I just could not, like, even remotely compute that, like, that was happening.
Matty Ray's just neo-dodging every single approach.
And I mean, Ocean City, that, like, at the senior year, you looked at me and you said, and I'll never forget this. You said, you had 3 girls grinding on you tonight. And you didn't even realize that one bit, did you? And I went, no.
You had like, he had like, I don't know about 3, but I remember at least
You said
one
3.
or 2.
You said 3.
Then maybe 3.
I know it was 2 at least.
I remember 2.
I might be making up the 3rd, but
Matty Ray's girl net has a lot of fucking holes in it at the time. Hopefully, when a girl grinds him in 2025, he can
now
recognize.
I'm like, okay, I figured that out.
But
that's
we don't.
Pretty easy.
We haven't really found a spot that's like
There's not many that's
a clubby
like
a bar clubby spot.
I know a guy who's a DJ. He goes by Sparky. He DJs around the area. I could probably reach out to him.
Should I put the handle? Whoops.
I mean, you could. I mean, it's probably free. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I was more so friends with his sister. Like, we went to camp together when we were kids, but he actually ended up being in Charlotte, which is kind of crazy. So,
Matty Ray, if we can get the backstage passes, you could always use a handsome fellows in the behind the DJ booth, not just twerking girls in the front.
But I mean, I've seen him throw down at some pretty like cool looking places that aren't like crazy theaters where it's like, all right, you're gonna pack this place out, or like you gotta pay like $80 to get in here. It's like nothing crazy like that. They're all pretty basic places, but I mean, it could be a good time. I don't know if it's necessarily your kind of music, but it could be interesting.
Enough devs and enough things in the system, it can always be a good time.
Oh, I could rag you some good places then, because I got some people coming into town in the next couple months that could be interesting.
You've got some events lined up for?
For myself at the moment, yeah.
Well, I meant like to bring them along with you.
To bring you?
No, to bring them.
Oh,
because you said you had people coming in.
No.
Oh,
no, I mean artists coming into Charlotte.
Okay. I think meant like friends.
No, I mean artists coming to Charlotte who are gonna be interested, man. They're gonna be interested.
Okay.
Well, we got Cranked At, who's coming into at the end of Feb.
Like Soulja Boy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like very much like the opposite of like EDM that you like.
Opposite set?
It's like what I like.
Like
yeah, heavy.
Like deep bass. Yeah, I'm more of a refreshed vibe for that. Like Chris Uno. But guy,
Yeah, I mean that's just a hard one to find.
But
I mean there's another one, Will Texas, who's coming to Charlotte as well, but that's also not your
Anyway, drag me regardless. I can have enough.
We could have gone to Alan Walker tonight.
Okay. Preface. We last week we ranted on YouTube, and one of those things was a Sidemen. One of those Sidemen videos.
No, this is like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, whatever. Had Alan Walker in it for one of their 7 Wonder of the Worlds video, and we looked up. Alan Walker is playing this very night that we were recording this. However, it is not 2015, and the only thing I'm interested in is Faded. It is also a Thursday night. If I did this, I'm unemployed, so I can kill myself as much as I want.
Granted, the tickets were like tonight when we looked it up earlier. It was like, what was it, $12, $15?
It wasn't the best.
It was sub $15.
But Alan Walker's not pulling numbers like he used to. And we were thinking this, but you know what? I'm not gonna go by myself. I will get plastered, destroyed. I'll shut down my body's immune system for 12 hours if I have to. But Maddie Ray cannot. So we deemed it unworthy of a bombastic Thursday night. Maddie Ray's still scrolling for.
I'm looking for something specific. Ignore me.
Yeah, but he's playing right now. You could be killing it, to be honest, and we would not know.
No, he probably said 5 words max.
Yeah, that was our big gripe, is that he just said like maybe 3 sentences, and then they had like some other guy come in because he was killing it. Oh wow! Now we're watching a Fenn addict do ninja moves in the world.
Oh, that's my favorite.
You just missed it, Matty Ray.
Damn.
Yeah, he tried to do a spinning elbow to the camera guy who's recording in 4K, stabilize the cam. Matty Ray, do you have anything else? It's been a good pod. We're at an hour 6:17.
That's quick.
Yeah.
That went really fast.
It was really fast. You know, the bevs loosen things up. And you know what? For the viewers at home, I mean I think Matty Ray has realized that now that the weather is better, he'll have more stories to tell of the outside world.
We could make something interesting, actually. We could do an outdoor podcast. That could be kind of fun.
We could go on the balc if we so choose on a nice day.
Once we get furniture.
Once we get furniture, and once the weather is not 55 degrees at night, maybe 65, we can deal with that. We could do that. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Episode 3. Matty Ray, any closing words?
I have nothing else to say, but thank you.
I'll give you the hat for the last 15 seconds.
Oh my.
Yes, it is a One Piece Luffy hat. Yes, I have helmet head right now. But thank you for listening. This has been Pushing Buttons.
This does not fit my head.
Matty Ray's head is the size of 17 bricks combined.
All right, we don't need to go that far. That's just being mean.
But anyway, thank you guys very much. Tune in next week. Put in the comments anything that piqued your interest, anything that pushed your buttons. We will definitely be looking at them.
Could be fun.
Thank you very much. Have a nice night. Ta-ta.
Goodbye.